All right. We're back once again. Hopefully this time for longer. So we had some internet issue. Nevertheless, we can continue right now. Yeah, again. All right. One more time. Так, 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 так. So guys, yeah, bad internet, definitely bad. Hey Yash, great that you're joining. Amadeus, nice to meet you. All right. Okay, awesome. Great. So let's continue. Hopefully everything will be much better. Now, what I want to do, I want to go through all the positions that we have here on Bitunix and discuss each and every one of them. So we have ADA short position. I closed one short previously. I closed one short, actually, when was it? On Sunday, and I told it in the application in the ESM arena. And then I saw that the market is continuing being bad. I opened one again, and now we're in a very slight profit. So we're still finding this ADA position, and I want to analyze the ADA position a little bit better. So let's take a look at it. Now, what is going on? Basically, very, very simple. You can see that ADA is still bearish. And although I thought that we are going to reverse right here, actually on Sunday, we didn't. We had the 4-hour low, we had a 2-hour low, and we definitely had a 1-day and 8-hour low. So basically that was the perfect moment for reversal. Not only that, we also bouncing really right now, we're still bouncing on the 618 Fibonacci. Let me just fix it up so we can see the Fibonacci pretty well. But the market is really playing against us right now, and we can see that ADA actually is losing 618 level. So yeah, I'm happy being in the short position. I definitely thought that we are going to reverse right here, and we're going to continue up, given that we are so oversold on the daily cycle, and given how well ADA respects daily cycles. You can see that the previous daily cycles were always jumped up. Now, this is also driven by the Bitcoin's underperformance. So again, I'm in the short until this 4-hour cycle is going to bottom once again, probably tomorrow, and then hopefully we're gonna get some bounce there. I mean, we have to get a bounce because look at the daily cycle. It is crazy overstretch. And this is a perfect example of what happens at the 3-day and weekly tops. Really, that's a textbook example. I mean, you could expect something like this from ADA for sure. Look at the weekly, look at the 3-day. I mean, both of them topping and reversing down. The longer term trend is switching gears. You know, it's started to go down. And yeah, I still expect that we're going to go up. Most probably, we're not going to make a new high, which is also very important to know. However, I just want to close the long positions in slight profit and then continue shorting it. Because once this daily cycle goes up and makes a top somewhere around 80, we're going to get rejected even more brutal to go into the real 1 week and real 3-day lows. Okay. And that's how we can analyze coin by coin to see how bullish we are or how bearish we are. Right now, we're really more bearish than bullish, and there are so many red candles after another. After such period, there is always a bounce, and you could see it here. Same weekly broke, okay, going down. We had a bunch of red candles right here. How many? We had 10 red candles. Here we started building accumulation range, and look what happened. The daily bottom before. So the daily bottom, the price was going nowhere for a while, but at least the daily was already showing that, hey, it's time to go up. Right now we have a very similar situation, if you see. So right here, look at this candle. The next day, tomorrow day, can actually have a very similar but the green candle, and from tomorrow we could potentially go up. This is how I analyze the market. So again, I have to really time when I'm closing the short. In the worst case scenario, let's say if Bitcoin starts diving down, well, then we will see ADA retesting this level for sure. So if Bitcoin fails, if Bitcoin goes to 61 or $6,000, if it starts crashing, then we will see ADA lower. And again, I'm fine being in a short position right now because I see 1 hour pointing down, 2 hour pointing down, 4 hour coming to 80. But again, if we know that whenever 4 hour comes to 80, if we have such pattern, it is a bearish divergence. So most likely for today, we're going to go down. That is the ADA analysis. Xing yeah, we always trade. We always have running trades. And actually, yesterday, I did a couple of trades. So we have copper. We have copper long position. Let's take a look at copper. I opened copper on the weekend after writing the article, simply by seeing how good copper looks like. And copper looks amazing. I'm fine being in a long position, at least for this week, for the remainder of this week, because I see this 1 week cycle pushing up, 2 weekly cycle reversing up, 3 day. I definitely don't like 3 day, but I like the 1 day cycle. So I think that will do something like this. There we can close copper. However, copper doesn't give too big of a return. So you also have to know that if you take a look at this whole weekly cycle, it was great, but it was only 12% and in 45 days. So if you're a crypto trader, you're used to much bigger volatility, then copper might not be for you. Copper is more, let's say, a safer asset that simply follows the weekly cycles. Okay, same as here. Weekly bottom, 3 day bottom, 2 weekly cycle bottom slightly later. That was the real bottom. But again, even if you entered here, you exit somewhere at the weekly cycle top, you made your 14-15%. So it's much safer asset to trade. You can allocate higher capital, but you cannot expect much volatility out of it. It's just cleaner cycles that copper is doing. And obviously sometimes it goes on this kind of crazy runs. But again, 30% in 50 days, that's already crazy for copper. It's not crazy for crypto though. So I have a small position there just to basically show you that, I'm entering, and it is there is a possibility to enter copper for most probably a good price at the daily cycle bottom. When is a good time to enter gold again? Let's take a look at gold before we continue with the BitUnix positions. Now, gold, really decent chart, really decent looking chart. The daily cycle going down, the weekly still going up. I'm still in my long. I didn't exit gold because I still expect higher prices for gold. If we want to know exactly when to enter, we have to go into the 1 hour chart. So we go to the 1 hour chart. Gold right here. Now, when should you re-enter a long position? Definitely not now. And this chart is pretty clear to me. You wait until this 2 hour goes below 20 and then you consider entry. So not today. I would not look at gold today. I know that we have buy signals. That's fine. But I'm also aware that the daily cycle is falling down. And again, we have a similar situation that we had with ADA. Remember? 3 day cycle is stopping and 1 day cycle is going down. So this 1 day cycle can be slightly more profound. We could actually retest another fib level, something like this, below 4.3. This is when we enter gold long position. So I still expect the gold to underperform throughout today and most probably tomorrow. And again, you will see 4 hour cycle topping tonight. 4 hour cycle has to reset. And most likely by Wednesday, we're going to have a decent entry for gold. That's what I think, because the 1 day cycle will be below 20. 4 hour should be around 20, potentially just entering 20. So Wednesday or Thursday, we should have a nice entry and a continuation of this bullish trend for gold. Right, so now we continue with our assets. Copper, we talked about Doge. We entered Doge, I believe, together. After seeing one comment by one of the Strategy Master members saying that, hey, Doge, like some of you entered Doge, right? And looking at this chart, I feel bullish. I see that we're in the accumulation phase. I like that. I really like that. I like the weekly cycle where we are. Definitely, I don't really like the 3 day, but 3 days getting a little bit crazy. Anyways, it was the daily cycle bottom when we entered. And now the daily cycle is pointing up. So I'm happy waiting for the daily to push up. And now we caught, that's the classical cycle setup, isn't it? It's the daily cycle bottom and the 1 week cycle bottom. So daily and weekly together, they're really doing miracles, I would say. Together they're really doing pretty fine. Obviously, you have to understand what's the longer term trend, and longer term trend still bearish. But at any point of time, we can actually reverse up. And if Bitcoin has still some bullishness left, Doge should join up again. Is it a spot position? No, I'm not entering spot position for Doge. I'm entering a long position. I believe that spot positions, we should consider them later this year, towards end of September or October, when we see this 2 weekly cycle fully below 20, potentially below 15 or below 10. Okay, so that's simply a long position. Now, we have BTC long that we entered together on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have pump fund short, and this is the most interesting one. This is a roller coaster. Okay, it was plus 100. Yeah, last night I had plus 170. Today I had minus 130. Now we have minus 48. So what is going on? What is going on with the pump fund? We want to talk about it as well. And this is really a great learning for everyone. So we entered pump fund together somewhere around here, right? It was last week, either Friday or it was Thursday. So somewhere in these kind of, or maybe some of you entered before actually when we started discussing about pump fund. Now, since then we started going down, and if you zoom out, you clearly can see two things. The first thing is obviously the top of the two weekly, 1 weekly, 3 day, and the 1 day cycles. Okay, last Thursday we topped on the 1 day cycle as well, and we expect pump fund to start a bearish trend. However, what happened today, we printed a big green candle, and the ones who were unprepared, you could have unprofitable trades. Now, you always have to understand the situation, why this happened, first of all, and whether pump fund can continue going up. So, as I mentioned last week, yes, pump fund can actually continue going up to the 882 level. That is possible. So 882 is basically 003, okay? So you have to be ready for this, number one. Now, the daily cycle didn't fully reverse up, but we printed a big daily candle, where we are printing a big daily candle, which shows that we are bullish on pump fund. If you go to the smaller time frame, you see one very interesting thing. I wouldn't write pump fund. I just write pump USDT, because in most of exchanges, it's not pump fund, it's just pump USDT. Now here we had two buy signals, and this was an opportunity to reduce the short position for sure. I didn't take it. If you took it, you're very smart. You're simply using the signals correctly. Last night I missed it. I saw 4-hour bottom, I saw 8-hour bottom, I saw 2-hour reversing up, I also saw 1 hour reversing up, but I didn't take it because I expected that this daily cycle is going to simply push everything lower. And this is basically happening, right? I mean, look, nothing crazy happened. We just made a double top and we got rejected there. So nothing really too crazy up until now. I still expect pump fund to go significantly lower in the next month. However, we couldn't have our gain that quickly. So you could have reduced half of the position and then simply set up a stop loss, set up your entry into your stop loss, and then be good forever. I didn't do that. I could easily get $60, $70 profit from this small position, but I didn't do that. Now, what I did, however, once we started, let me just quickly switch to pump fund. Once we started this pump and we reached the 882 zone from the previous high, let me show you how I did it. I entered into a short at the very top. So, and you could see that in the application. If you use SM Arena, you could probably see that I increased my position right here. So what happened? We started printing this big candle, and I realized, okay, where can we go? We should go to 882. And then we reached 882 area and we got rejected right after touching that area. We got rejected there. Okay, so what I did, I increased the short position and I significantly kept my entry price closer. So my entry price now, I'm almost break even at pump fund. And again, that's one learning. I entered the first short here. I enforced the short here. I should have closed half of the position here and set up right here. I should have set up my stop loss equals my entry, and my entry was here, roughly the average, right? That would be the correct trading, but I didn't do it last night. That's why I was in a bigger loss when we went up. But when we went up this morning, I realized, okay, we're touching 882 area. We should get rejected here. So I almost doubled my short position, and then at some point I was already in a profit. So again, what I can do now, either I close the position as it is, roughly in break even, and then see what's happening next. Or if I have enough margin, I wait, right? So I now choosing to wait. But again, you do you. You might say, okay, I don't like this bullish candle. I don't like the daily cycle can simply reverse up and have a bullish week, and then we can go higher. And you might want to look for to close the position. If you decide to close the position now, I would say you have to wait, or you might want to wait for the 1 hour cycle bottom, at least for the 1 hour cycle bottom. That's the bare minimum. Because what might happen, 1 hour cycle might go down in a few hours from now and then jump up together with the 4 hour, with the 8 hour, right? This can happen. So you have to be mindful. Okay. If you are somewhere close to break even, you might want to simply wait for the 1 hour bottom and then close it. If you have enough margin and if you're ready to, let's say, run this position for longer, well, then you can stay in the trade. That is what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to stay in the trade just to show you how it works, right? How to manage trade, which sometimes is losing, sometimes is winning, and how to really deal with it. Great. So Bitcoin long, we talked about Pump Fun. We talked about Near. No, Near we didn't talk. Near, we got a very good entry for Near. We got a bottom for Near. So when you get a bottom, you have so many choices for trades. I mean, you can just close the trade at any point of time, take the profit, or you can simply wait longer. Now, why I'm not closing the trade just yet after seeing that we topping on the 1 hour and 2 hour. You see, we are topping on the 1 hour, 2 hour. I could close the trade. What I did, I took some profits. I put the stop loss into my entry, so I cannot lose on this trade. I should have done the same for Pump Fund, but I didn't do. But that is the logic that we're following. But I'm not closing it because, again, I like the weekly cycle. I like that it started to curl up. I like that the 3-day cycle started to curl up. And this, I'm not really afraid of the 1-day cycle because I believe that this 1 day will not be able even to push the price up. We will stay in the same accumulation range, and from there we will catapult higher once Bitcoin decides to go higher. Okay, that is what I see for Near. So I see Near as a bullish asset, and that is why I'm in a long position. I'm in a profit, and I want to make significantly higher profit from Near. Actually, what I should do for Near, I should increase my long position. Not now, but at the bottoms of the... Now, we are below the 618, so Fib doesn't look too good, to be honest with you. Fib doesn't look too good. It doesn't even look clean to me. I would do either Fib from here or from just before we started going up. This is where we are right now. So we are at 786. I expect this to continue going higher from here. In the worst case, we would go lower, and then from there would start to move up. Even if this happens, I will still be in profit, and then I will wait for lower prices. So that is always the goal. You open the position at the right time, you are in profit, you take some of the profits, you set up stop loss to your entry. So hopefully you will not tag your entry never again. That is what I did. 1566 is my stop loss. And if we go there, it's cool. I'm closing it. If not, I'm happy having additional 16-17% return up until the next Fib level. And guys, remember, when we are trading, hey Phil, how's it going, man? I just see you joining, so happy to see you here. Phil is an amazing OG of Strategy Master community, and those who are not yet in Strategy Master, those who don't have access to the indicators, remember you can get them right here, strategymaster.substack.com or strategymaster.io. Simply go here, click unlock all cycle indicators, get access to all of them. Coming back to Near, I want to teach you another thing. I believe that in every single live stream, we should learn something. Not only talk about the trades, because, you know, we talked about the trades, this information gets lost or it gets forgotten, but we have to also learn something new so that you can use this new learning later on when you're analyzing the markets yourself. And today we're learning about TPO. I mentioned TPO many times in my live streams, and I use it for trading as well. Together with the Fib levels. Ideally, you want Fib level to be close to the TPO. Basically, TPO is your POC levels. POC level is where price spends the most amount of time. Okay, if price spends most amount of time at that specific level over weeks, months, or days, you can expect it to come back to that area and act as a resistance or support. So what is interesting here, I can see that Near closed two-week intervals. So you see, I selected 2 weeks, which is basically shows a strong POC level. We closed here once, second time, and third time. So this level, 1885, or I would say even 190, will be an important resistance zone. If Near starts going up, and I expect Near to actually start going up soon, we will clash into that zone, and this is where I want to close my long. Not because I don't believe that Near can go higher, it can. But for sure, we're going to get rejected there. I'm pretty sure we're going to get rejected there. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to reach this level not on a day, Tuesday, not on a random day, but whenever we reach the daily, 3-day, or weekly cycle top. That's almost always the case. There's always different indicators showing you the same, and you just have to look for this confluence. Okay, so if you ask for my price target for NEAR, I don't like price targets first of all, but I believe that the 3-day cycle, 1-week cycle, we could definitely go to $1.9. That would be NEAR. NEAR is a really great position, and then we have those ADA positions, which are long positions, which we are managing right now. Palantir. I increased the short, I believe it was on Friday, together with the stream. Again, it's a clean short, nothing much to say. It's just typical cycle behavior. We get it every single day. Today, we're gonna open lower. It's a rejection candle. It's exactly what you would expect from this behavior. Nothing to discuss really. If you have any questions, you let me know, but these are kind of trades that you wanna have always. So we entered here, we got rejected at the 786 Fibonacci, and also got rejected at the 1-week, 1-day, and 3-day cycle tops. So we just caught a perfect trade last week. Hopefully we're gonna go lower. My first target against 164. That's my first target. So I expect lower. You see, stocks are much slower. There's nothing really happening for a prolonged period of time. Nothing really happening. You either in a slight plus, slight minus, and one day you wake up, oh wow, plus 30, plus 40%. Looks good. That's it. And we have Microsoft short as well. Exactly the same situation. Wonderful short. Now, we could think of decreasing this short. We could think of taking the full profit. The reason is because we reached the daily cycle bottom, and today we're opening at 491. So daily cycle has reset, the price didn't flinch. And we can see the weekly cycle did not yet reach 80. So Microsoft still has one daily cycle, a 1-day bullish cycle ahead of it, right? So Microsoft might pop up even this week. I'm more bearish on Palantir. Palantir is also doing a big fat red candle, a rejection candle, while Microsoft is not really doing anything here. Yes, we topped on 786, but I think that we might even go here. So let me take a look now, Microsoft on the 1 hourly. Microsoft on the 1 hourly, 1-day cycle bottom, 4-hour cycle bottom, and we know that from 4-hour cycle bottom we can actually start going up. Yeah, so right here you could actually think of closing your position. Again, I took a lot of profit here already. I took 75 out of the position, and we also have my entry price, $507 as a stop loss. So either I take the rest of the profit, which is, again, it's a very small amount, so I don't really care about it, or you would simply wait and expect that this daily cycle will break. We're gonna go here, and then we're gonna break. It could be your expectation. What I would do, I already took 75% of the position. I'm already in profit, so it's fine for me. We went through all the positions, so let me know if you have any questions. And now we can actually come and take a look at other coins and other financial assets that potentially we could trade today. Silver looks decent. It looks very decent. We got a rejection at 618. It was not a decent position. It was not a real rejection because we are trying to go above it. We're failing for now. But the daily cycle is also going below 20. We can see that the weekly and the 2-weekly, they want to go up. So silver looks bullish. And you might want to take a look at it. Okay, 2-hour top. Yeah, so not today. Again, pretty similar to gold. Not today, but at the bottom of this 2-hour, you might be interested. So towards tomorrow, we could actually enter into a silver position. Yeah, not now. It's still daily cycles going down. 4-hour is going up. 4-hour brought the price up, but 2-hour is rejecting. So I would wait. I would not risk right now. You could potentially short, but again, it's a little bit too late. We could short on the sell signal. You see, sometimes you have these situations where you have the sell signal and you have the buy signal on the same one. And these are the most trickiest ones, like which one I should take, right? I have buy and sell signal at the same time. Well, in that situation, you use the filtering. You open the filtering and you say, okay, what is important for me? What is important for me is that, for example, for shorting, I want to have 1 day cycle either above a certain threshold or falling. And I want to have the same for longing. I want to have 1 day cycle below 20 or rising. And voila, your buy signals disappeared. Okay, so now you can actually understand that shorting is more lucrative because we have sell signal. We don't have a buy signal anymore, right? Now our risk is much smaller. You can see buy signal here, we go up by 10%. Buy signal here, we go up. Because now we're only buying when this daily cycle is going up. And same with sell. We are only shorting, or we are closing our position when the daily cycle is going down. Here, we were still going down. Then the daily cycle has reversed up. We did nothing for a while. You had a bunch of chance to exit break even before the daily cycle started an uptrend. Okay, and that's how you see the market in a much more relaxed fashion. Now, if you don't have any filters, then obviously you're gonna have definitely gonna have a bunch of signals, kind of one fighting with each other. You activate a little bit of filtering. What is important for you? 4 hour, maybe 8 hour, or maybe 1 day, and that's it. So now bearish case is stronger than the bullish case. Okay, let's go to another asset. What asset you want to check? We can check Palladium and all of these metals. I believe we have a long position in Palladium, don't we? I remember I added one, or I already took a profit. Maybe it's not there anymore. Potentially I took a profit. I don't remember actually. I believe I entered Palladium long. But anyways, Palladium not really cool anymore. I don't like it anymore. The daily cycle is at the bottom. We have a big rejection candle. We'll go up. 1 day might break, and then we go down because we have to reset the weekly and the 3 days. So we will see a bounce, or we already saw a bounce, and then we will continue lower. I would not do anything else with Palladium. You can risk a small long position, but not really much. Not really much. And again, not now. I would wait for this guys to bottom, at least for this 1 hour to fully bottom. Another green candle, and then if you want a long, only then I would enter long. But again, we are at the 1 week top. Why would you risk longing at the 1 week top, 3 day top? No need to risk. It's for a very, very small profit, yes, but nothing more. Good. Now we can enter into other coins, and we can see whether we find a coin that we can enter together today. Link, this is what I expected. Remember, we wanted to short Link, but we didn't. And it's good that we didn't, because 3 day cycle is pushing Link up. That was my expectation. Okay. That was my expectation as well. So just a moment. All right. Now, Link, 1 day cycle going down, Link pushing up. You cannot really do anything. You cannot do anything because why would you short Link when the 3 day cycle is pushing up and it's very clearly going up every single day? Okay, so you cannot really short it. You want to wait for 3 day to top. And then longing it, you cannot really do it because 1 day is pointing down. So again, nothing. When you see a chart like this, you do absolutely nothing. You wait for the extremes, and you wait for multiple extremes. I know that the 1 day cycle is the top, but the confirmation for me would be 3 day top. When the 3 day tops, oh yes, I'm sure. Look, we can short Link, but not now. And we will short Link. And Link is gonna go higher. Look, that is very beautiful behavior. I like that a lot, actually. We got rejected fast, we retested, and we continue higher. So next price target is $10 for Link. $10, but it's a risky trade. If you're in a long, that's a risky trade. You then want to go to the 1 hour and check this. Yeah, Link is gonna go higher. You could enter, but again, risky. I'm not gonna do this right now. Good. Let's go through other trades. Let's go to other points and see what we have right now on Bitunix. What can we actually trade? What is fun to trade, and what could potentially bring Money. Bunch of coins that I've never heard about. Bunch of coins. Minus 33%. We want to trade those who actually went up, but I don't see many coins going up. GPS, ACE, IU. I don't really trade those altcoins too much. First of all, they are very risky. Sol and Hype. Sure, let's take a look at Sol and Hype right now. I believe Solana, we discussed Solana is weak. Yeah, 1 week cycle going down, 2 week cycle top. No, I would not long Sol right now. I believe we're gonna be stuck in the range for a while because we have cycle indicators showing the opposite, you know, up, down, up, down. This is when we have a bunch of volatility and we are stuck in a box. This, for example, was not even that bullish. Weekly cycle going up, 2 weekly cycle going up. We're barely surviving. We somehow managed to make a top in May and then immediately went down. Here, we'll probably do the same. We are doing the same. We topped on the 3-day. The current 3-day cycle, just compare the 3-day cycles. Look, you know, I want to remove this and I want to remove this. So take a look. How bearish is Sol? Sol is bearish. 3-day cycle top, 3-day cycle top. Second 3-day cycle top, 3-day cycle top, 3-day cycle top. And now entering the final 3-day cycle top. So we can push a little bit more, a little bit. But where is the bullishness? There is none. Even in the previous one, we did 37%. Right now, we did 5-6%. So sure, we can go a little bit more, potentially do a double top into the 80. But then, you see, all the coins, Link is the same, guys. So I can really see a pattern. I can see bullish end of August for most of the coins. Bullish end of, including Bitcoin. But then we will get lower prices. We'll definitely get lower prices. And it's partially due to the traditional market, the S&P 500. Here we can see a pretty similar thing. Not 3-day, definitely not 3-day. I'm gonna put 1 week and I'm gonna put 2 weeks. I believe that this market is kind of barely holding. It's barely holding. It is fake bullishness. What happens at the end of these bullish phases? 1 week cycle is pushing up. We are slowly pushing up. 2 weekly cycle got reversed again. That's great. Awesome. Wonderful. But for a very short period of time. For a few weeks. Not more than that. Potentially to 8,000 points. Well, and then we will see some reversal in September. Once S&P 500 reverses, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market will reverse as well. So we are now in this last bullish cycle. Same, exactly the same NASDAQ. Looking just better because we are now almost at the highs. No, it's not better, more or less the same. Weekly going up, 1 day going up, but not much. We are getting signals right now. Short BTC, gonna take a look at that. Hype, let's take a look at Hype. Hey, Taram, nice joining. Hype, decent position. Wait, Coinbase. No, I don't want a Coinbase chart. Hype has a much better chart on ETH. So you see every single coin has different charts and which one to use, right? Whenever you're choosing, for example, I just chose Coinbase, but I can see that Coinbase chart is very new. It's from February and I do not see 2 week cycle. So you want to always the longest existing chart and it's on ETH. Here we have 1 day cycle topping on the 1 day cycle, looking bullish. It's gonna reverse the weekly. Oh, it's gonna reverse the weekly. So we're gonna go up for a while for the next few weeks for sure into the 3-day top. So 3 days bring everything up, 3 days gonna top, bam, and we continue going down. Honestly, potentially not even weeks, maybe even days. We got rejected already on the 882 today. So today we got rejected 882, same as Pump Fund. Okay, so we will go down, most probably gonna go one more leg up and then a bigger rejection. Yeah, yes, something like this. 62 is possible for Hype in my eyes. 1 week cycle, and 1 week cycle most probably going to break. I don't think that hype can sustain this move throughout September and October. I don't think that it's sustainable. Went from 51 to 59. That is great, but we're gonna get disconnected here, and we're gonna go lower for hype into the 2 weekly cycle low, proper 2 weekly cycle low. You see the previous one. We always had these price where we tried going higher, 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 until we actually broke through this important line, a retest, bam, broke once again. So we have to spend all, and you see, if you look at this chart, you can see that we are still early. Bam, bam, bam. We have to go down. All right, Xinkong, you deposit money, which trade to open? So look, all you have to do, Xinkong, you have to take a look at the different coins, and you can simply choose any coin. What I like to do, I go to the coin market cap. That's CoinGlass. That's not coin market cap. And you check the first 30, the first 40 coins, including Cardano, Stellar, Bitcoin Cash, Solana, XRP, and so on. You apply cycle indicators, and then you decide whether you want to trade something. As you see, sometimes the risk is higher. For example, as of today, the risk is higher on some coins. That is why I'm not really rushing into opening new trades. I'm not rushing into opening new trades right now. I want to take a look at the heat map as well, and the heat map didn't actually clean. Yeah, heat map is dirty. Heat map is dirty, and Bitcoin is going up. These are the most risky moments in the market. So we have 62, the same level now, 400 million liquidation leverage. If we go down 400 million, we'll get wiped out of the market. And during bearish markets, that's what always happens. We always go and tag these levels. Now we have much less liquidation here. We had 67, quite a lot. Previously we had 70, but people simply close their leverage trades because they are afraid. They are afraid of what the market can pull. That is why I would like to see slightly lower price. I think this pump is a short pump. We have a bunch of things below us, and we have to collect this liquidity right there for BTC. Cool. So we talked about this. Could we short hype right now? We can take a look at the 1 hour. Actually, yes, we got a sell signal. So for those who want, we got a sell signal for hype. 4 hour top, 1 hour top, 2 hour going up as well. 1 day top as well. You might wanna short hype for a little while. We can do that. I'm just gonna show it 882 level as we just discussed. We tag the 882. We are going down. We could enter into a short position right now. We could enforce the short when in a few days from now, or let's say when this now the 2 hours already topping. So actually we could enter into a quick short for hype. Nothing too fancy, just a quick short. I'm setting my leverage to 10x, and I'm gonna enter into a small short for hype doing market right now, just to get this order executed as quick as possible. Now let's take a look at the levels for hype. The next obvious level is 58.5, so 1%. That's a very, very small gain. I would rather wait for the 4 hour bottom. I would wait. I want to set an alert for hype right now, and I want to wait for the 4 hour bottom. So I select here cycle 4 hours. We cross the value of 20 on the 1 hour chart. I click create. Now I'm going to get a notification on my phone, and here on TradingView once we actually tag this level. I also have a similar one for Nvidia, and also have a similar one for gold, so we can take a look at those as well. Yeah, so slight profit already for hype. Yeah, this is expected. You know, if we tag daily, the 4 hour, 2 hour, and 1 hour, we expect it to get rejected. We expect it to print a big red candle on a daily. And this is what is happening right now in my eyes. Obviously, 1 week cycle is at the bottom. So we are shorting the end of this downtrend. 3-day cycles going up. Again, these cycles are not very, very clear right now. But in the short term, up until the 4 hour cycle bottom, I don't see a problem to short hype. Stall, we talked about Sol one more time on the 1 hour. We didn't check it on the 1 hour. Yeah, so I'm interested into Sol once we go lower. $72. 4 hour, 1 day bottom, 3 day going up. Now, absolutely not interested into Sol. I don't see a trade here. Honestly, I don't see a trade. We are in the middle of the channel right now, so this is very risky to trade. 1 way going down, 3 day going up, 1 day at the bottom, 4 hour at the top. Like, how can you trade? You want to open long, but 4 hours stopping. You want to open short because 4 hours stopping, but the 1 day is at the bottom. Sometimes you just don't see a trade, and it's better not to trade. You see a bunch of buy signals, yes. But again, if you start playing with the filtering, you will see these buy signals disappear. You say, okay, I want to long only at the 4 hour bottoms. Or when 4 hours going up. And then you say the same for the 1 day. I want to only long on the 1 day. And then you see a little bit better view. You see longs only from today morning and from Sunday. So if you really want to long it, I would wait for 4 hour, 2 hour to bottom. I wouldn't rush right now. Because looking at this red candles at the 4 hour top, oh man, it's not looking good. Not looking good. Great. So no trade now, no trade for Solana, and that happens very often. So Mondays usually they don't give us really good trades. After Monday, when we see the closure of Monday from Tuesday to Wednesday, then we start seeing better trades. We can take a look at oil. We didn't trade oil just yet. Oh, that's very interesting. I could see myself shorting oil as well. We're going to 4 hour top. 1 day is reversing down. Oil still pushing up into the 4 hour. Okay, oil. We want to 4 hour topping, 1 hour going up. That's interesting. We're getting rejected at the golden pocket right now. For oil. Oil short could be a thing right now. Oil short could be a thing. 4 hour. I'm only afraid that the 4 hour can bring us up. 8 hour. 4. And then the 4 hour top. We slightly go up and then get rejected. We could potentially go up a little bit more to the 84, 882 level. In the worst case scenario, we're gonna go 884 and then gonna go down. But for a short-term short, we could also think about oil. So oil could be a short at the 1 hour top. You might wanna wait for the 1 hour cycle to top within a few hours from now, and then enter into a short position. And if we stay below 618, you have additional confirmation that we got a fully rejected at the golden pocket Fibonacci. This is what I can see from oil. Let's take a look if we have any more questions. Thank you for your help with the API last night. Just a question, in which country you are currently, if you don't mind. So I'm basically traveling to a bunch of different countries. Right now I'm in Italy, Euro summer. It's great to be in Europe during the summer. Yes, thoughts on Jasmy. Let's take a look at Jasmy. That's a crypto coin, isn't it? Yeah, it's a crypto coin. Oh man. What is this? What I'm looking at, my eyes are hurting. My eyes are hurting to trade these kind of coins. God damn it. But we are at the bottom. Yeah, actually, it could be very interesting play. Very, very interesting play because we didn't make a lower low from the 2023. It's a risky play, but it could be an interesting play. Now, do I believe that we're gonna jump 1000%? No, I don't. Because we're not in a bullish environment. You also have to understand in which environment we are. What I like about Jasmy, there's a lot of things that I dislike about Jasmy, but there's some things that I like, is that we're approaching a full cycle bottoms right here. And you know what happens at the cycle bottoms? We get a liquidation move. Like right now, we are having a liquidation move. We're going 14% minus. Everybody's like selling. But in reality, we are approaching the lows. So I would, I mean, for a risky play, you could play around and you could enter once you see this daily cycle going down and then starting to reverse up on the daily. Oh, god damn it. This is a pretty bad coin, but it will reverse. I'm sure it will reverse up. Look. Oh, wow. Mamma mia. I cannot even do a proper Fibonacci. Wait, let me just remove these cycle indicators because I cannot do proper Fibonacci. I'm just gonna leave one. And let's do a crazy fib from the previous cycle low. Not even cycle. Yeah, it is a cycle low, yes. All right, we are below the 882 level. And you see, someone asked me about why you're using the 882 level. Look at this beauty. March 31st, 2025. We're reaching the 882 level and we're printing a crazy green candle plus 60% in a week. Okay, just on the 882 level. That is why this level is important. I noticed that this level is important in some situations, and then that's why you want to trade it. Okay, and I'm sure that we were also at the bottom of the weekly, at the bottom of the 2 weekly, at the bottom of the 3-day cycle. At least 2 of them was at the bottom. Right now we are really approaching the lows and we are below 941, so there is not much that you can actually read here. We're just getting lower and lower and lower. The only thing that helps you is that within 2 days, 3 days from now, we're gonna see a green candle, and that's your possibility to jump into the position. If you want to catch it, you want to see candle like this, a green candle that is closing like this, because otherwise you're catching a falling knife. If I'm just entering right now, I'm definitely catching a falling knife. I don't want to do that. But if I see a candle like this, like a green candle, tomorrow, after tomorrow, well, then I can be more sure that I'm at the bottom of the daily cycle, and then I can expect a move higher. Okay. Xinkong, yeah, don't worry, Xinkong, didn't open, you didn't miss much, honestly. We opened hype short position right now, but don't worry too much. I can write it down for you. If you're new, very important couple of things. Low leverage or no leverage at all. And you do market orders because limit orders might be too complicated. But again, if you are new, I don't suggest to start with leverage. I suggest you to, yeah, I don't understand Chinese actually, but never mind. Okay, cool. Now we have more questions. Sol, hype, we looked. Silver, we looked. Jasmine, we looked as well. Yeah, we looked at all of them. Great. So now let's find something else interesting. Oil short looks even better than it was looking before. Now, whenever I'm choosing coins, I'm basically keeping it very simple. Either I go to CoinMarketCap or the best, what all the users of Strategy Master, we have access to, you know what, to the SIM Arena. And I'm gonna go to the Telegram group. I'm gonna check what are the latest signals that we got from the arena. So the last one is Bitcoin short. We go to the 1 hour, we check, can we actually short Bitcoin? Well, most probably not, we cannot. Well, we can, because it's 1 hour top, 2 hour entering, 4 hour, 8 hour. Again, 3 day and 1 day is going up. I'm not gonna short BTC right now, although I can see that it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. I'm not gonna do it right now. It's just simply too risky for me to do it, especially knowing that we're at the bottom of the 1 day cycle. CAL USDT. Another coin, or what's that? CAL. I know that was the crude oil. So we got a short signal. Well, let's see USDT long. I'm not sure about that. Nat gas. I saw Nat gas last week and I see Nat gas right now. Gas, yes, looking very decent. Looking very decent. And we got a, what was it? Long signal just a few hours ago. Few hours ago, that was the exact bottom. Wow, that was beautiful. It's 1%. So we missed the initial signal. Again, if you use SIM Arena, you got the signal on time. Just a few hours ago, we got an amazing signal, went up by 1%. Now, 1 day is going down, 1 week bottom. We might just... Yeah, we're gonna go higher. So Nat gas, it could be an interesting long entry. Yes, we are going higher, at least to the Fibonacci level, 2.7. Nat gas is going higher, and it's going to continue going higher into the 2-hour highs. But then the daily cycle can bring this whole shebang down once again. The daily cycle, let me check the daily. I like it, but I'm not 100% sure if I want to enter into a trade right now. So I have 786 fib level, bounced once, bouncing twice, and you remember, if you're bouncing twice from the same level, our chances to getting a long are slightly less, are a bit less. That would be the ideal. That would be like a cake or a cherry on the cake, as they say. So you can also put a notification here. If we get this, then you want to enter into a nat gas. You can trade nat gas on Bitunix 2.56. 2.56, that would be the price level roughly. 2559, 256. This is when you want to definitely enter into nat gas. You're going to have a daily cycle bottom, you're going to have a weekly cycle bottom. That's it, you're set. For a month, you're set. So this is the interesting price level. Sony. Yeah, let's take a Sony. Sony Group. Goddamn, these PlayStations. Now I was playing Sony when I was a kid. 0.5 pip. We're getting rejected on a daily. Let me add a couple of more cycle indicators right now. Oh man. Oh man. Someone is catching tops here. Someone knows how to catch tops. Tell me you didn't want to do long. Tell me it was a short. Tell me it was a short. Yes, it's a decent short. Definitely it's a decent short. Oh, I love it. That looks good. That looks good. The only crazy thing is, like, how come we are bouncing on the 0.5 fib, but never mind, we're going lower. Daily is going lower, 3-day, 1 week, and 2 week. All of them is going lower. Good. Now I want to check monthly because I have a suspicion that we are going up on the monthly. Yeah, not the best one, but like, okay, by looking at this price behavior, you can see some kind of a bottom formation, right? Like, you could see kind of a bottom formation. Can we fall below this level? Because on the monthly we made a bottom. When we make a monthly bottom, we usually go up, given that we have a retracement. We can have a retracement of 10%, another one of 12% during the 3-day and 1 week cycle retracements. So I can see that on the longer term trend, we potentially gonna go higher than that. For the 1 week and 3-day cycles, yes, we have to reverse down. We have to reverse down. You can catch the short. Actually, you can catch the short, but this short might not give you too much profit. Like, I would exit quite soon. I would exit at the daily cycle bottom already. Okay? I would exit at the daily cycle bottom. It's a nice short, but you have to understand that the long-term trend, the monthly cycle, is already has reversed up. However, using the weekly cycle and the 2 weekly cycle and 1 day and 3 day, we can see a definite top of the market. We can go and we can enter into a Sony short position. I'm gonna close it pretty soon. I'm doing this for you because in this account, I want to use I want to show you many trades. Some of my trades are high risk, some of them are lower risk, right? When we enter Palantir Microsoft short, I see them as a lower risk trades. When we enter, let's say, a near as well, lower risk trade. When we enter ADA, that's definitely a higher risk trade. So potentially before I enter any trades, I will tell you whether it's a high risk or a lower risk trade. This one, I would say it's a mid risk, average risk, but definitely not a lower risk. I know that we are at the tops of the cycle. I know that, but I can see a bottoming pattern. I can see monthly cycle starting to go up. So I'm aware. Yeah, 14%, 10%. Yeah. So from top, we could do like 7% to 22. We're not going to do too much of retracement here. Okay, just for you to understand how this thing works. So a small position. And again, before entering, I would check Sony on the 1 hour. Yeah, on the 1 hour, we are getting sell signals. That's that. 4 hour top, 1 hour top, 2 hour going up, but the price gonna enter lower. All right, let's enter into a small short position. Oh, that's 20x. Let's do 10x. Okay, we have 10x, and then we have small short, market short. And is it the same chart? Oh yeah, yeah, but we missed on this downturn, sadly. Slightly too late, but we didn't catch the exact top. The exact top was, oh, the market was closed or what? No, it was on Friday. It was on Friday or Thursday. Okay, so small short position open on Sony, and we'll see how it goes. All right, now again, I see a lot of new joiners in the chat. So remember 2 things: we use Strategy Master cycle indicators to know the perfect entries and perfect exits. Right here, strategymaster.io, you can get access to all the cycle indicators by clicking this button. If you want to learn more about cycles on your own terms, you simply read these articles. Read 4, 5, 6, 7 articles. It's going to take you maybe 2 hours. Study them. You're going to understand how cycles work and when you can expect actually to enter into low risk, high risk position. Cycles tell you basically the entries, like it's telling us short entry right now with Sony, right? Weekly cycle top, 2 weekly cycle top, 3-day top, and 1-day top. And that is why the price has to come down, all based on the cycle indicators. Now, apart from that, very, very important, we still have a couple of days left for Bitunix promotion. So trade on Bitunix because you can trade all the assets. You can trade all the stocks, not all the stocks, that's not true. You can trade most of the stocks or the biggest stocks on Bitunix. I'm going to open the promotion one more time for those who are still didn't create an account. And if you use the link, you get 33% fee discount, which is very, very cool. Let me just adjust it. No, you cannot see this window for some reason. One more time. All right, yeah, the promotion is right here. So 33% discount on fees whenever you just register. You register, you deposit whatever, you get the discount on fees. And by the way, there are still some spots left. So I'm sure that for today or tomorrow, we still have enough spots left. And then we have new user deposit bonus. So if you deposit at least 2K, you get 400 USDT once you trade. So you have to actually trade a certain volume, 4K, 20K, 50K. That's a very small volume. But again, you have to trade it in order to unlock this bonus. That's it. You get free money and then you use this free money to trade. I saw that some of you already received the bonus. Some of you has already, because today is the 7th day, all of you have received the VIP 3, 4, or 5 level, depending on how much you deposit. Again, if you deposit 20K, 30K, 50K, you're going to get a higher VIP status. And this is not just VIP. This is a real fee discount. So VIP level 6 gives you 50%, roughly 50, right? 50% discount on fees. And that's what you want. You want to trade and pay much less fees. You're going to make much more money if you trade with smaller fees. So use this promotion. The link is in the description down below. And also use the Nightbot link. He is helping you. He's sending you all the most important links. Let's come back to Sony right now. Okay, one more time. Right here. All right, here we go. Great. Let me take a look at the chat if there's anything else. No. So we can continue checking other coins and other signals that we got today or yesterday from our SE Marino. We got silver. We got palladium. We got Hyundai. We talked about all of them. Actually, Hyundai. What about this Hyundai? Let's take a look. Hyundai. A buy signal for our. Oh wow, that's interesting one. Weekly cycle top, definitely not really good, but daily cycle bottom. Syncong, you made profitable trade $12. Man, that's great that you did $12. That is great, but try to not focus on the small money. Try to focus on bigger trades and trades that potentially can last longer, because look, if you do plus $12 in 5, 6, 7 trades, that is great. But if another trade gives you minus $100, well, then it's bad. So everything depends, of course, on how much money you have. If you made $100, if you made $12 from $100, well, that's great. That's 10%. That's awesome. I don't know how much you have deposited, but make sure that you adhere to a risk management. Okay, that's very, very important. By the way, which trade you did with the $12? Was it Sony? I don't think so. Was it? Yeah, probably that's a hype trade, right? You put a hype short and you went profitable. Probably that's what it was. Okay, Hyundai, do we want to enter into a buy position right now at the daily cycle bottom or our bottom? Bit risky. I don't like the weekly. I don't like the weekly at all. This was the weekly top, and this was this retail pump where retail is getting out of the market. You don't really wanna really wanna risk on these longs. I'm sure that Hyundai will go up for the next few days, but again, are we gonna fight for 1% or 2%? Not really. That's not the most important one. Let's move on. We have SOI, we have BNB. BNB is one of the best coins to trade, guys. So let's talk about BNB, and let's actually start trading BNB, whether shorting or longing. BNB is awesome. Look at the previous cycles. Just look at the previous cycles. Isn't it wonderful? It's wonderful. It's magical. It's very, very beautiful. It's bearish. I can clearly see that BNB is bearish. Look at that. Look at that. The weekly is going up. We're not really going up. The 2 weekly is going down. It's breaking. That's bearish. Once the weekly cycle will reverse down, BNB is going to go down. And in my opinion, this is going to happen sooner rather than later. You want to take a look at shorting. When the daily broke, that was a decent short. From here, we might go a little bit up and then continue down. I don't like the daily bottom here. So I cannot really trade it. I cannot trade right now. No, we cannot trade right now. What we can do for BNB, we wait for this 2-hour cycle to go down, and then we enter long position tonight. Also tonight we're gonna close below at 12 on the daily cycle, and when this daily cycle falls somewhere here, then we can enter into a quick long position. And then we will have to switch quickly because BNB is gonna go down pretty soon. So no, doesn't look really good on BNB right now. Doesn't really look beautiful. I don't like it. XRP. This is a typical XRP behavior. Either quickly up or quickly down, minus 15% in just less than a month. Daily cycle reversing up because of the 3-day, but we have the failure on the weekly. So again, you see, all the coins are going to print the same. That's why we're in the very, very risky situation, guys. You understand? We are in a very, very risky situation. Why it's risky? Because we're going to do something like this for most of the coins. So we are catching the we cannot short because we're going to go up for a while, and we cannot really long. We can long, but we have to be very quick in exiting. So we are in a risky situation. You have to know that. You're looking at Hyundai India, not the original. Thanks, man. Hyundai Motor India, that was right. You are very, very right. What is the original one? You can tell me what's the... Because I cannot see it here. I can only see Hyundai USDT. So probably, if we take a look... Yeah, this one is the original one, right? Or we even do BitUnix, Hyundai. So we get the exact chart. But if they don't have enough history... Yeah, they don't have enough price history. So I cannot really work with this chart. No, not possible. Yeah, so that is why all these coins, too risky now to do anything. SOI we have, and INA. SOI and INA. Let's take a look at SOI. Wow. That's dead. That's when you are in the hospital, but you're actually dead, but you can still move a little. That is what SOI is, you know? It's like... Yeah. God damn it. But I'm really feel pity for those who actually hold those coins. It's minus 84%. It's crazy. Same. I see exactly the same. The weekly cycle, 2 weekly cycle, they have to go down. So the downtrend is not finished. I like the accumulation range. So accumulation is similar to Doge. We are accumulating, but after some upside, I expect larger downside. Or if we're not going to get larger downside, then we're going to get something like this. We're going to get a bunch of nothing. It is accumulation. It looks like, you know, kind of the beginning of a bull market where we basically do nothing and you never know, is it the bear market, is it the bull market? And we just have accumulation. We go really nowhere. So to trade those coins, what you want to do, you would like to go to the 1 hourly at best and play with the 2 hour cycle. Oh, it's Cardano there. As default, I went to Cardano instead of going to Sui. I'm thinking about Cardano day and night right now. Hey, soccer literature, great to meet you. Yes, so Sui expected to go up in the short term. And weekly is falling down. Yeah. Kind of, if we're gonna long it, we're gonna long it for a very short time and then we're gonna switch to shorts. So do we want to risk? What we could do with Sui, we could go into the 5 minutes. So now let's do a little bit of scalping, because there is not much we can do with coins. Believe me, there is not much. We're in a very risky situation. I don't want to just burn the portfolio and then, you know, ENA looks better. Again, 2 hour, 2 weekly broke. Same. Actually same. On the longer term scale, they all look the same. They all look they need another month or two to fully relax. So let's play around with our 4 hour. We don't really need 2 hour is good enough. And we find a volatile coin and we can play with the scalping. This is scalping because here we are taking a look at the 3 minute and 5 minute. Again, we cannot do anything with, so either we have a 30 minute. No, we can, but we're gonna short this thing. Don't like it. So ideally you want to always have a harmony. If you don't have a harmony in cycles, you simply skip. Kind of, you want it to trade, but in reality there is nothing to trade. That's it, you skip. Ethereum going up. Ethereum looks like we could short it soon. Ethereum looks like a decent short. Let me check the 1 hour. We didn't check Ethereum on 1 hour. Yeah, short term short, but 1 day going up, same as BTC. So not much. I would wait for the 882 here to short. I would say come to me. I wouldn't just bluntly enter like this. I would simply wait for 1917. You have to wait for the trade. You cannot just enter randomly, because look, one of you actually asked, should we yeah, let's take a look at the previous signals, right? One of you said, cool, but now even if you got a long signal here, what do? Do you long until here? Cool, you can make money, especially if you use higher leverage, and well, you can make money for sure, but you have to close the trade most probably the same day by tonight. Or you wait a little bit, and then this long that you enter here is already unprofitable, and you say, oh, that's a bad signal. No, it's not bad signal. It's a bad interpretation of the signal. Okay. You wait for the extremes, only then you can enter into a short position. And here the extreme would be when this 2 hour goes, this guy goes, and potentially this guy goes up. And then I could say, okay, short term short, and then maybe we continue like this. This is an interesting trade. This is a nice trade where we go into over extreme territory, plus we combine it with a specific level, 882 level, and we wait for it. Okay, and then we wait for it. So right now I would not do anything. I would wait for a better level. If I want to scalp short it, even on the scalping, I want to wait for this 15 minute at least to go up. I cannot really enter into any trades right now for ETH. Good. Now liquidation. Let's take a look at the liquidation levels for other coins. And we just change the coin right here. Wow. 24 hours we have up and down, 1913, 1918 exactly, 882 level. So this is where we are going right now. We are going to this level. We're gonna catch the liquidations right here, and then most probably we're gonna move a little bit down. That's in the short term. In the longer term, we still have liquidity above 1955 in the longer term. So this daily cycle could bring us to 1955 or to $2,000. So if the daily tops at $2,000, above 2,000, that's fairly possible. That's fairly possible. We have some liquidation above. You have to get ready for this to be tagged or eat at the daily cycle top. So again, sometimes you don't have to get really messed up. You wait for here 15 liquidation. Here we have 1998 to 14. And here, yeah, we're bouncing from 382, so no short right now for sure. Close a short 1987, but really more above even golden pocket at 2100. So if you have each spot, you are fine. You are fine until this daily cycle top, for sure, or even this 3D top. You are fine until there. So for the longs, it's okay. For the longs, it's okay. SpaceX. Let's take a look at SpaceX. It's like this. Again, it's a new coin, so not much to be seen on the no 3-day, no 1 week, no 2 week cycle. Remember, with the cycle indicators, you want to have clarity, and in order to have clarity, you have to have a history. If you don't have a history, you cannot really trade much. We are waiting for lower prices, and then we can do a VWAP. Can do a VWAP, anchored VWAP. Yeah, gonna have a retest. 126, 131, daily cycle, back, then you could enter. Because see, daily is falling down, overstretched. So now, driven by the retail mania, 1 hour is gonna pop. Ideally, it's gonna pop below this high, and then you can actually short it. You can even short at the 1 hour top. So you can set 1 hour top for shorting, because this is pushed by the retail mania. We have to go lower. 147, 146. This is the area where you want to wait for SpaceX to tag. Every single coin, every single trade is now in between, Also, our running trades, they are in between. That is why we cannot really do much trades. Thanks for the Sony trade. I'm in profit. This was a nice entry that we've got together during the stream. It is already in profit. What about the hype? Hype is minus $3. It's break even. Basically, it's break even. Oh, let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah. 882 level. Yeah, we have to wait. We have to simply have a little bit more patience. And potentially slightly higher before we actually go lower. So all good with that. We have virtuals are short now. All right, let's take a look at the virtuals. Virtual protocol. We are. This is high. This is high. This is low. We are exactly in between. The 3D cycle is pushing everything up. Virtual. Virtual now is on the way up on the 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour, and pretty soon we can look for certain fib to get tagged. Not right now, I would say. You want to wait for 589. 589. This is when you want to short it. Oh, look at this beauty. Or even here. Once these levels are tagged. For example, here we didn't tag a fib level at all. It was not respected. This was not respected. Yeah, you wait for these levels at least for the 58 cents. If you go above 58 cents, you then want to look for the first short for virtual. Then you look for the short. And right now, it is nothing. It is stuck in between. See, you want to trade these situations when we are in the middle of nowhere. But virtual is not giving any trade. You see, we didn't even make a bottom on the daily. Bam, we pump. Immediately we dump. There is really nothing that you could have made. No money has been made here. Money has been made since the top of the weekly and the 2 weekly. This is where money has been made. Right now, again, weekly is popping, 2 weekly is bottoming. So you have to be very, very, very careful with that. There is not really much trades that you can do right now here. Wait for this level to get tagged and then short it. And then short. That's the only thing I can see. So that's for the virtuals. All right. And on a daily, we checked at ETH on a daily. Yeah, we did check. We said we're going to go higher. We're going to go higher from here. And we also have a green signal on the Velo. Nice. We could think of Ethereum long, actually. We could think of Ethereum long that would last a couple of days. Could think of it. Or we do like this. We better catch the short. After catching the short, we then enter into a long. That is beautiful. That is more beautiful. That is better. So, no new trades, guys. That's basically it. We're wrapping up from today. Only 2 trades today. Today we entered Hype. Today we entered Sony. Sony is in profit. Hype is in a small loss. But things are going to look better. One last time, I'm going to go through most important coins that I have in my portfolio right now. So this is Cardano. This is Cardano. Let me delete what I painted before. All right. Cardano continue looking bearish. As I mentioned to you, we wait for the 4-hour cycle to exit the short and then re-enter the long. Up until we didn't break through the trend line, and let me do the trend line once again. You can do it yourself also. Just put this trend line over all these tops because you can see, you can make a beautiful trend line right here. If we don't break through the trend line, you don't want to enter into additional long position and you still want to hold the short. So again, even if we go until here, we can still get rejected one more time, go down, okay? And that is what's going to happen. Market is always kind of playing with us. So we go up, we get rejected, and then we continue going down, okay? And this 4-hour bottom, another 4-hour bottom where we hopefully can see some support. But in reality, we might even fall as deep as 1657. So be ready for this. Be ready for this. Hedge your long position if you have to. And sometimes you simply have to hedge your long positions. Okay. That's it. So short will print a little bit more. I expect that the short will print a little bit more money throughout the day and tomorrow. The short should make some money. That's that. Doge BTC long is in a profit. Everything is actually fine. Yeah, and the last one is definitely Pump Fund. I take a look at Pump. Where we are, we see a green candle out there. Yeah, we see a green candle because we have the 4-hour and 2-hour going up. So we're gonna do this. We enter into additional short right here at the 882 level. Additional short was here at the 882. I would not like to come back and go above this level. That would be bullish. That would be bullish. If we go above and close the 1 hour above, then I would consider entering into a long position for Pump Fund to hedge against my short. So if we go and we close above this level, the 1 hour candle, I'm gonna enter into additional long position. So hopefully this is not necessary, and hopefully we can simply build a red inducement candle. This is a bearish pattern in case the next candle is red. If we have green and then if we have red, this is a bearish pattern and we can continue to go much lower. Okay, so we have to wait for this. that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, just go to Strategy Master Community in the Telegram to ask me. I'm going to update my new positions in the SM Arena chat. If you're not in SM Arena, very, very important. First of all, create the BitUnix account using my link in the description down below or by the Nightbot. Nightbot is sending you those links. And most important, I want to show the arena one more time for those who are not part of it, because not everyone, not each one of you is part of the arena. And I want everybody to join the arena to see my trades and to see trades of other people. I see soccer literature saying SanDisk is reaching 1-day high, 3-day, 1 week, 2 weeks are all pointing up. Continue hold. We're gonna take a look at SanDisk. We're gonna do that, don't worry. But before that, I wanna show you the arena. I wanna show the buy and sell signals that each and every one of you can get for free. You don't have to pay for anything. To get those signals, all you have to do, you have to have BitUnix account. So give me just a moment and show you what we have. Right here we go, and yeah, you can see arena right now. You do not see the screen anymore. Let me just put the screen as well. Now the screen is bugged for some reason. Yeah, I did not see the screen. Never mind, doesn't matter. Now, what matters actually is the arena. So you can see the arena in the middle of your screen. And in the arena, you see a bunch of signals. So you log into this arena, it's for free. You see, for example, Bitcoin short, TL long, Link long, NatGas long. You use those signals, you make profit with it, and then all the trades that you do, they will be added here into the rankings. And we can see, for example, one guy, Mighty AK, just reached 10% profit on his whole portfolio. So just imagine somebody started to use the arena just a week ago and they achieved 10.8% of the total portfolio. This is wonderful. I'm very, very happy for this user. I don't know who you are actually, but congratulations. The season is not over. We still have 9 days to compete, and the goal is actually to increase our total portfolio. These are all our realized trades. These are realized trades, our closed trades. And you can see some of the latest trades that we have. For example, we see that Giller is adding Ethereum short, Palantir short, Bava short, Netflix short. Very, very interesting. Actually, we can go through some of them and see how feasible are these shorts, especially Alibaba. I'm pretty interested, so we can take a look at that. And so do your profile, manage your trades from here. You can close a position, you can open your position, and it costs you nothing. You see all those signals here. So let's take a look and let's see why you cannot actually see none of it. Nope, still not working. Just a moment. No, you cannot see my screen for some reason. Something is bugged in this application. You can see the live streaming, you can see the trading revolution, but you cannot see my charts. Well, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. I'm gonna try like this. Charts, come back charts. Okay, here we go. Liquidation heat map. Now you can see it. All right, let's take a look at SanDisk. We have one more person asking for SanDisk. Let's take a look. 1 day. Yes, actually, I would say so. You continue hold. Look, the best thing. Take 25% profit. You have to take profit. I mean, you entered at the bottom, so congratulations. This is what was wonderful trade. You are plus 30% using the cycle indicators. That's often. So take at least 25%. At least 25%. I would say actually between 25% and 50% profit. Okay, take the profit. Then number 2, set your stop loss equals your entry price, because you have a very good entry price, right? You have an awesome entry price. So your entry price is somewhere here, right? And now you're taking some of the profits here. Wonderful. So you take some of the profits, you set up your stop loss price at the entry price, you wait for this daily cycle to go down, because we increase that much on a daily cycle, I believe that we will see some hesitation from the market and we're gonna go down by a little bit, because 77%, it's a lot. Some people will start taking profits right here, and we can actually estimate the level for SanDisk, and we are coming closer and closer to the 882 level. So again, latest we will see some weakness in the market by $1,834 for SanDisk. Here we're gonna see some weakness in the market. Okay, so you take something off the table, we see some weakness, we potentially go to the retest the golden pocket Fibonacci, and then we continue down by the end of August. That is your plan for SanDisk. In case this doesn't happen, we continue into the 3-day and 1-week cycle highs, and that is also awesome. Let me just remove the arena right now because we don't need it anymore. Hopefully it didn't really cover too much of the chart, but that is that. Okay, so congratulations for you that you entered SanDisk at a really good price, and continue making money, continue extracting money from the market. Xinkong, you got $30 position voucher. Bitunix looks like a great exchange. Well, Bitunix is great exchange actually. It seems like Arena doesn't show my mobile app trades unless the original entered into the trade through PC, but any trades through PC do reflect them on Arena. Arena doesn't show my mobile app trades. Oh, Yash. So we invite Yash. Actually, we asked him whether he could check it out. I will ask Yash right now. Actually, just give me a moment. Could you check? We enter mobile app. I will let you know, and if there's a bug, we're gonna definitely fix it. So the goal is that Arena sees everything, trades on the PC, trades on the mobile app, and also trades everywhere. Unless the original trade was entered. Yeah, I got it. So basically, you entered into mobile app and you do not see it on the Arena. Yeah, okay, cool. We're gonna check that. How to join your app? Basically, I showed you. Just have to register at Bitunix, create an account there, and then join using the API keys. That's it. We checked absolutely everything right now. SanDisk, that's an amazing looking chart. I mean, you cannot say anything. I mean, we have to continue going higher because of this 1 week and 3-day. Awesome going up. Have to continue. Have to retrace down and then continue going up into the promised land. And you potentially have the chance to double your money just by one trade. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Cool. We have this covered. Okay, Sony is Doge profit. Sony profit. Hype does nothing. That's what expected. Hype will take a little bit of time. Pump. My goal, yeah, I know that some of you are also in the pump trade. So before we actually finish, take a look at that. Look, this, anyways, we are very close to the final top. Okay, you have to understand we are very close. If we're not there yet, we might actually have fully topped. If I take a look at the Velo, we topped. If I take a look at the RSI divergence, up, that was 75. Now everything depends on how we behave in price. If we do a new high, I mean, we are so close to the top. I'm pretty sure we are very close to the top, so don't you worry too much. I mean, if you take a look at the past, this is what happens. Okay, we top and then we print red candle and then another green candle just to get you out of the market, and that's what people want. That's what market makers want, exchanges want. They want you to get out of the market. I'm staying in Pump Fun. I have increased my position, and I'm going to update you every single day about the position, because now the position is getting bigger and bigger. It's about $4,000. I'm going to continue increasing it, and hopefully we can make a very decent profit from this Pump Fun trade alone. That's that. What else we have? Let me double check. Nothing, guys. Thank you very much for watching. All the questions in the Telegram channel, in Telegram chat. Subscribe so you don't miss any other live. We're going to do lives every single day for now. Tomorrow's live will be early because I have to go on a trip tomorrow. So we are going to do a live earlier than today. And that's it. Let's just enjoy. Sometimes no trade is the best trade. Okay? See you. Ciao, ciao.